So I have one question about our sexuality.
Yes.
About what is happening in that time when we have the intercourse. What happened, like energetical, mechanical?
Well, your chakras are aligning. The idea of the kundalini is activated. You're connecting more energetically to more of yourself and more of creation in a variety of ways. You're activating different markers in your genetic structure in certain ways. A lot of things are happening. You're giving off energy bursts with your heartbeat that travel out at what you call the speed of light around the world and immerse people in that vibration of connection and harmony and integration. There's a lot of things happening during that particular experience.
Ah, that's interesting. Thank you. But as I am a tantric therapist,
yes,
I increase also in the sessions the people's energetic level or something is happening, as I understand, in a higher level also. But
yes,
what is happening in a higher level?
Well, it's not so much that there is more happening in a higher level, it's that you have more ability to connect to the higher level that already exists, that is a part of you. Okay, so there's more harmonization and synchronization with the higher frequencies.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
I wanted to ask if you could comment on the relationship between sex and the human soul, of wanting to understand what belief system you would advise for channeling this very powerful, amazing energy.
Sex
in a sexual way
is an alignment of all the different levels, thus then grounding the higher energy into physical energy in an aligned way and opening up channels within the body that allows for communication back to the higher level.
Beautiful.
It is the grounding of a circuit, the completion of a circuit, and thus then once the path has been defined, it is thus then the allowance of the lightning strike to align all the centers and allow for clear communication back to the higher levels. That's its fundamental function. The idea sociologically is simply this. What any individuals prefer, what they choose to believe is preferable for themselves, simply needs to be communicated to others clearly and concisely so that all individuals involved in whatever the relationship form is all know what the belief systems of the other individuals are and are all given the opportunity to decide whether or not for them personally what is being offered is true for them or preferable for them. Other than that, no judgment need apply. As long as there is consensus and consent among the idea of those that are capable of giving consent, then in that sense it is all for a positive reason. The idea of any so-called damage that has been done would require a deep understanding of the conditions and the belief systems that created the experience to begin with, and a sharing and a helping and an assistance to allow those individuals to learn from those choices and to choose other things that may result in more positive experiences.
The concept that she's explaining is that it's, as humans, we should only use sex to procreate.
Why?
Because any other use of it is extraneous. I don't know. I
extraneous. Why?
I guess you'd have to ask her.
The only thing that makes it extraneous is when there is not clear communication of all parties in a relationship and clear consent to participate in like vibration. If that is not what's happening in a relationship that involves sex, then in that sense it's extraneous. But it is not extraneous unto itself.
Yes.
It can be used in many ways beneficially for the alignment and raising of vibrations and bondings and connections that are extremely spiritual in nature.
Okay.
But it depends on how it's used and with what intention. If there is subterfuge, if there is clarity, if there is hidden secrets, if there is lack of communication, if there is intent to trick, if there is intent to dominate, if there is intent to control, that is extraneous sex. If it is all by consensus, if it is a play, if it is enjoyable, if it is by agreement, if it builds on each other and helps support each other and allows each other, or how many ever in the relationship, to discover more and more of who they are and supports that goal, it is being used in an appropriate manner positively in that way.
Okay, great.
At least that's our view.
I have a question.
Yes.
I choose to smoke every day.
Oh, all right. What are you smoking?
Cigarettes.
All right. And why do you choose this? No judgment, just why do you choose it? What do you believe it does for you as a permission slip? You understand it is a permission slip, right?
Yes, of course.
All right, so what do you believe it does for you?
When I do not choose it,
Yes?
I observe that I am extremely horny. There's an overflow of sexual energy.
All right.
And my question is, how can I use this overflow of sexual energy in a positive way to be of service?
Can you transform the energy where it is and when it is appropriate into other forms of creative expression?
Sure.
Well, then, does that siphon off some of the energy being expressed in a sexual way or not?
Sometimes it does.
And sometimes it does not? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you know that? It's your body. Yes? No? Maybe?
Maybe yes. Excuse me.
All right.
Is there any specific information you could give me to...
When you have what appears to be an excess of sexual energy,
Yes.
go get laid.
I mean, besides all that.
Well, why besides that? Why not that?
Because my girlfriend is not around all the time.
All right. Then those are the times that you can siphon it into different creative expressions, yes?
Yes.
Or, of course, you can service yourself.
Yes. Can I ask another question?
We're not done with this one yet. We have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you paint? Do you draw? Do you write? Something like that?
I write and I design graphics.
Is there something you've been wanting to write that you have been hesitating to write?
Yes.
What's that?
That's a book about empowerment.
What's the hesitation to start writing it?
I don't know.
Oh, yes, you do. You're not going to get away with that. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid will happen if you go forward and write the book you say that you're really excited to write? What's the hesitation? What's the fear? What will happen? Come on.
Maybe
What?
that I can sustain financially.
So you have a limited definition of abundance because
Yes.
you don't allow your definition to be broad enough to support you in whatever way it needs to support you, which doesn't necessarily mean it will always be money.
Yes.
But remember that our definition of abundance is the ability to do what you need to do when you need to do it. Do you believe that you can attract whatever form of abundance you need to attract to allow you to support yourself in whatever way you need to continue to do what you need to do?
Yes.
Then why not allow that to be there so that you can do the thing that excites you? And by the way, doing the thing you say would excite you, writing this book, Certainly that's something you can do in some of the time that you have, yes?
Yes.
If you are, and here's the key, blocking yourself and creatively frustrating yourself, you follow me?
Yes.
You're going to build up excess creative energy that's going to want to express itself in other ways because you're not expressing the flow in the direction you would actually prefer to.
That helps. Thank you.
You understand?
Yes.
So get writing. Use that hand for something else.
Thank you very much, Bashar.
Thank you. I feel like I need a cigarette now.
Thank you. How might experiences of sexuality continue to shift and evolve as our consciousness evolves?
Well, in many different ways, perhaps, all the way up to what we experience now and beyond, where our activity sexually is no longer exactly physical, but more energetic in the creation of energy bubbles that interlink, overlap, and create a third life within the overlap. So it's no longer the physical act that it used to be for us, that it still is for you. But again, as you open yourself up in a fourth density, higher vibrational way, you'll be clearer about the reasons for the idea of expressing sexuality, and they will all be more in your expression aligned with the positive vibration and less aligned with the negative vibration. You will know perfectly the reasons why you may experience the idea of sexuality, and they will all enhance your ability to evolve forward in the fourth density reality that you're creating.
And that is, I've always had more of a separation than I would like between love and sex. I've never been able to put those two together in a way that makes sense to me.
In what way?
In that I can be sexual
Yes.
without a love connection, and I can be loving without a sexual connection.
Yes, well, what's so mysterious about that?
I would prefer to put the two together.
Then put them together. What's stopping you?
That's the question.
It doesn't have to be that way in every case, in every relationship. There will be some expression of love with sex. There will be some expression of sexual energy with love, but they can be expressed to varying degrees in a variety of ways depending upon what the purpose of the relationship happens to be. You have to allow the relationship to be what it is and not place expectations on what you think it should be. Then those relationships that are representative of the ability to experience both will simply naturally evolve, naturally happen, naturally come through synchronicity if it's relevant for you to experience that in your life.
Is that in our culture we have this romanticism thing
Yes.
that goes on where you're supposed to, quote, put the
Yes.
two together.
Yes.
And I'm wondering...
But you've just said it yourself. It's a cultural thing that you've been taught that you're supposed to do.
Right.
That should tell you right there that
That's a
in
big red
sense,
flag.
It's artificial.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily designed in a way that allows you to experience what the relationships are really for. It allows you to impose all sorts of expectations and assumptions on it that may have nothing to do with what the relationship is in your life for. But letting it be natural, those that then need to have it represented that way will be represented that way. It will come naturally. It will be a natural expression. You won't have to force it.
Some spiritual teachers, especially from the yogic tradition, have been teaching that desire is the root of all suffering. And they also teach celibacy as an important tool to achieve self-realization or enlightenment.
Yes.
Is there any truth to restricting sexual energy to be beneficial in that way? And also, what about this idea of the root of all suffering is desire?
The root of all suffering is resistance to the natural self. What they're kind of saying in their own language is that many times, because of negative and fear-based belief systems, people can become caught up in the desire for things in an overstated way. They can go too far. They can overcompensate. They might even go into the idea of addiction. But these things have more to do with belief in disempowerment than they do with the idea of actual sexual energy. Anything can be used in a positive or a negative way. So what they're simply saying is, don't do it negatively. Don't relate to these energies in a negative way. Now, for themselves, in terms of promoting these particular methodologies, this may have more to do simply with their belief system, that they may fear that if they don't impose those kinds of restrictions on themselves in the way that they choose to, in using that permission slip in that way, that they might have a fear-based belief that they would overcompensate. And so they're simply putting it out there that there may be other people like them who are holding on to fear-based beliefs that would cause them to go too far in one direction, so to speak, get out of balance in a way with those particular relationships of energy to themselves. So they're simply saying, if you have that particular belief system like we do, this can be of some assistance to you to do these things in this way. But still, with honest self-investigation, you can decide whether that technique is true for you, or whether you have a different way of handling your relationship to your own energy in a way that allows you to know that you will simply not go too far, that you will choose to remain in balance, and that you can use those particular ideas in a more balanced way.
Do you have thoughts on polyamory?
Whatever it is that someone is attracted to do that is in agreement by consensus with everyone else, as long as there is clear communication about what is going on with everyone so that they are making a conscious choice in those arrangements, then that's fine.
Is there a way to kind of transcend jealousy in those settings, or is that always a part of our human experience?
No, it is not. Jealousy means you think you're missing something. That you're not getting what you need. It is a poor me situation. I'm deprived definition.
Right.
So you're not trusting the way your life unfolds, and you're not actually living your passion.
Yeah. I finally met somebody who feels like a good match, but since that happened, it feels like I've lost a lot of my desire. It's almost like I was more into the chase than actually having. I don't know if there's any way that I can really drop in.
Then do an investigation about what it is you actually got out of that and the reasons for why you experienced it in the way that you did. You need some honest self-investigation about why you choose to do the things you do. So take some time to do that. Don't be in a hurry to do anything else other than figure out why you do what you do. That's what will help you the most.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
When people exchange sexual energy or even kiss, some people say that there's like a DNA transfer and that people take on energy from others. To what extent is that true, and how long does that energy stick around?
The idea is you are simply matching frequencies with the other being, and it sticks around as long as you desire to match frequencies with them. And then when you change your frequency...
Some people are very dogmatic about that.
I understand.
Do you have any perspective on the importance of gay, lesbian, and bisexual people and other queer people in that planetary evolution or ascension?
It is important for the evolution on your planet because it shows people on your planet that there are many different ways to express the soul and love.
And on individual levels, is there something more significant that we can cultivate?
Well, it can be. Yes, it can be, but we're going to leave that up to every individual who experiences it.
That was all of my questions, too. You answered every single one.
Thank you very much.
You're amazingly synchronistic, and I love you so much.
We love you unconditionally. Please move forward in your life in the best possible way for you, paying attention to why you do what you do. That's all you need to do.
Okay. I hope to meet you soon. I hope that all of our extraterrestrial friends can land and we can have a big party.
Someday that will be possible.
I look forward to it. Thank you, Bashar.
You are welcome.
Bashar.
Yes.
Can you tell me about masturbation?
What about it?
Good question.
Perhaps you will have to refer to masturbates to ask that question.
Is it a positive thing or a negative thing?
Do you understand the idea that anything and everything can serve both functions? Everything is fundamentally neutral. So the idea is that any act can serve either a positive or a negative effect. It depends on how it's used. It depends upon the intention behind it. It depends upon the alignment of energy in which the act is done, or the lack of alignment in which the act is done. Every circumstance can serve positive or negative results.
If it's based on your highest excitement at the time.
Well, then you know the answer, yes?
Yes, okay.
But the idea is to pay attention and have the discernment as to why it is actually being done. And I mean anything, not just the example you provided.
But the concept and idea of preserving the semen in your body and not releasing it give you more powers or energy or...
It depends on how you use it.
It depends on how I use it.
Yes.
But if I release it and I can still sustain that capacity of energy...
Have you ever gone to the gym?
Yes.
Have you ever run?
Yes.
Have you ever sweated?
Yes.
Well, you released a lot of water from your body. Didn't you need it?
Yeah.
Did it reduce your power?
For temporary.
And then what did you do?
Regenerated.
Thank you. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
All right, then there you go. You sweated it out for what you believed was a positive action, yes?
Yes.
You got positive benefits out of losing all that moisture from your body, yes?
Yes.
So you have to pay attention to the intention behind the act. If it is truly your excitement, then by definition it cannot harm you. The duty that you have is to be honest enough with yourself as to whether the intention behind it actually is positive or negative. Because many of you have the capacity to fool yourselves and think that you're doing something exciting when in fact it's not representative of your excitement. And vice versa.
So how do you know for sure?
You have to have honesty and willingness to explore and be honest with yourself about the motivations behind what you choose to do.
I see.
And if you are that honest and that willing, you'll figure it out.
I see.
I have a very specific question for which I'd like to go through some background, and you may stop me at any time.
Stop. Take you at your word.
All right. So, yesterday you spoke about a template level of existence just above our reality.
The higher self level.
In which the higher self resides, yes. At that level, it's been my understanding that energy exists. One of the ways of perceiving energy as existing is in geometrical shapes, geometrical patterns, fractal patterns.
Yes.
And in this level of reality, living...
You mean your physical level or the template level?
Our physical level.
Yes.
In our physical level of reality, everything is created in an approximation of that template level.
So to speak.
Okay. Now, so for example, would it be fair to say that you must be in form in order to affect form? You must be in manifest form in order to affect manifest form?
Not always.
Okay.
However, by being used to the idea of experiencing some level of manifest form, there is certainly a closer vibrational relationship that may allow for what you are referring to as ease of manipulation. Yes, in general, yes. It isn't an absolute that it must be so.
Okay.
It depends upon the level of cognizance of the consciousness, the reason for the interaction with physical form, and the agreements made.
And the agreements made.
And the agreements made.
Between your personality self and your higher self, you mean? Or between all beings existing in that?
Yes.
I see.
And any level in between.
Okay. Now, our consciousness is housed in, or perhaps this, correct me if I'm wrong, but our consciousness is housed in this vessel, right? Our bodies that we call our body. No.
Okay. Your body is housed in your consciousness.
I see. Okay.
It only appears as if your consciousness is housed in your body from a physical point of view.
Right.
The idea of your so-called spirit leaving the body is simply a physiological reality perspective of your consciousness expanding beyond the parameters of your physical manifestation. So the body is actually contained in the spirit. The spirit is not contained in the body. However, what the body does provide, and what is in a sense contained in the crystallized vibrational pattern of the physical form, is the mind. You understand?
Yes.
The mind, the physical mind, is the product of the physical form and is contained in a sense within it, but not consciousness itself. Make sense?
Yes.
All right. It is expressed through that, but it's not contained within the body.
So what I'm interested in is that expression and how that expression can be most effective, so to speak. How we can most effectively coherently channel energy from that higher plane, from that template plane, into this physical reality.
Act upon your highest joy. Every given moment to the best of your ability. That's the formula. Because that's the compass needle that aligns you to your true self. And thus, when you are acting on your highest joy, being in the vibration of your true state of being, your most natural creative state of being, that allows all communication between all such created levels to become far more homogenized, synchronous, and harmonious. Make sense?
Yes.
That's why we say following your highest joy is the driving engine and the organizing principle, not only of the things going on in physical reality, but of all levels of your being as well. It makes you a more conductive conduit.
Yes. In following my highest joy, I've become very interested, fascinated really, by the idea of, or the ideas of sacred geometrical expression.
Yes.
And creating physical objects in utilizing that knowledge in order that they best, or that they better...
that they best reflect that level of consciousness that expresses itself that way in the physical material experience.
Yes. In that search, in that exploration, let's say, I've come to find that one of the things that is used over and over, that comes up over and over, is the golden mean.
Yes.
That ratio.
Phi ratio.
Phi ratio.
1 to 1.618.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, by creating objects, like I understand that our body, our physical body, is already built in that state, and therefore it is a perfect vehicle of manifestation.
Yes.
As you say, we come in with everything that we need.
Yes. It is a perfect resonator.
It is a perfect resonator.
Yes.
However, you still, from what I understand, your society still builds, for example, ships.
Yes.
In what is the purpose of that? Could you achieve that simply with your body, or are the ships acting as an extension of your body?
The ships are acting as an extension, and they are also for the purpose of interacting with dimensions such as yours that still require physical symbols.
Aha. How long do you foresee our dimension requiring those physical symbols? I mean,
about 1,000 of your years.
Okay, so because I am very interested in developing those type of technologies.
Yes, and many people on your planet have begun to do so.
Yes. So my question to you then is,
yes,
where do you recommend, how do you recommend I best? What's the source?
How to begin?
Yes, how to begin. Where to look?
Research now on what you call your internet system, anti-gravity lifters. Start there.
Okay.
You will find that these are constructions of very light materials, primarily what you call balsa wood and aluminum, being given electrical charges of high voltage. They will begin to exhibit levitation effects. And as you begin to grow in your experience and research and gain more practice with these and understand the effects that are being created, then you will gain more insight into how to take the next step.
Okay. Thank you for that. That is interests me as well. However, I wasn't necessarily referring to only propulsional systems.
Neither am I.
Ah.
Because the principles are the same. For any kind of energy delivery system, it's just a matter of how you channel the energy that you're tapping into from higher dimensions as to what kind of an effect you create. Be it simply powering things, or creating ships, or opening dimensional gateways, or what have you.
Music.
That too, since it is all about resonance.
It is. So I have here an instrument that I brought. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. It is called the hung.
Define.
Would you like me to show you, demonstrate?
By all means.
All right, thank you.
Just exactly what are you unzipping?
So this is this is an instrument. It's an instrument similar to a steel drum.
All right.
It is a steel drum.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
That's quite similar.
Yeah. It was created in the year 2000 by a Swiss man. Yes. Here you go. This is the hung.
Show it from the side. Bashar, it looks like a UFO, our definition of a flying saucer.
All right.
So, and here's how it sounds. Okay, now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, one of the things sometimes people will say when they see the crafts on your planet that you refer to as UFOs, sometimes they will be silent, but very often they will also describe hearing different kinds of resonant tones in association with the craft. People on your planet have assumed, because of the way your technology works, that the sounds are the result or the effect of the motivation of the craft, when in fact the sounds are the motivating force of the craft.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Vibration is the key. And you are on your way to understanding this, quite musically.
Yes.
Understand that we have described the concept of moving from location to location in a different way than your people think of location. The idea is that location is not a place that an object exists in. Location is one of the properties of the object. And an object in location A is not the same object when it is in location B, because now it has the vibrational resonant variable of location B, and that makes it a different object.
Yes.
If the object in location A were suddenly engulfed and overwhelmed by the vibration equation that represents the object in location B, the object would simply have no choice but to move to location B instantaneously, because that's its new vibrational signature.
I see.
So if you make sure that the craft in that sense is very, very thin and light, so there is not that much material in it, and so that a vibrational resonance can easily overwhelm the natural vibration of its tendency to stay in one location, then it will have no choice but to take its cue from the new vibration and move.
I see.
Wow. Thank you.
Thank you. If I may, one more thing.
Yes.
So, in the as I said, I don't know if you can see this on a physical level as...
We can sense the energy involved.
All right, well...
We see it as an intricate, interwoven web of patterns.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, in as I see it, in a physical form, in its physical form,
yes,
it is very close approximation of a 3D rendering of the object known as a Vesica Pisces, the intersection of two circles.
Yes.
I've theorized that if it were a more perfect rendering of that, it would increase its, let's say, efficiency, potentiality.
Your theory is correct.
I see.
Although there are variations depending upon the different dimensions that such a device may choose to inhabit.
Can you please clarify that?
Your dimension, in that sense, will look at the Vesica Pisces in a certain way, but in other dimensions, it will be of a slightly different shape, although to them it will appear to be normal, but to you it would appear to be distorted.
I see.
Because of the dimensional, vibrational difference.
I see.
Nevertheless, it is the change and shift in frequency that represents the distortion that allows the craft to go from one dimension to another. But you can begin with what you understand to be the perfect ratio for your reality.
Now, and so in that sense, would you still recommend that I research the same thing that you recommended?
I would.
Okay.
Because it still has to do with resonance, and there is still much for you to discover in that concept. Use what works. You don't have to use what doesn't. But there are bits of information in there that you will be able to add to what you are doing that will make a difference down the road.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Does that help you?
That does help me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good day, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I am in very good contact with my spirit guides.
Very good contact.
Yes.
Oh, all right. Invite each over for tea now and then.
We hang out. It's great. And much of what you've imparted to us today has come to me in different ways along the way.
Yes.
And
all of this is available to all of you.
And there's one, thank you, yes. And there's one question that is challenging me, and I'm hoping that you can clear it up.
What is your exciting challenge?
Oh, my exciting challenge is that I am unclear about how child abuse or abuse of, let's say, war in a country where innocent people in their home just going about their business are suddenly traumatized.
Yes.
And I would love to understand your perception of that.
I will give you 2 out of many reasons why such things can occur on your planet. All right?
Thank you.
Number 1. An individual, as a spirit, may choose to come into a situation where they know something like that may occur, so that they know also that the occurrence will allow itself to act as an example to others in that reality, so they can look at what their reality is like and decide to make sure that that never happens again.
Yes.
So that being will have, in that sense, endured that in order to function as a living example that can change reality and change people's ideas about how they wish their world to be. Secondly, when you are born into physical reality on your planet, because of the nature of the way consciousness has compartmentalized itself, many individuals will receive or get downloaded by their parents telepathically with their parents' fears, doubts, and so on and so forth, and the negative belief systems. When these are imprinted into the child and the child grows up without necessarily knowing that they are carrying these imprints, they may thus unknowingly attract themselves into situations that are representative of the negative fears that they are unaware of. And the negative situations that happen thus bring to their attention that they may have belief systems that would make it more likely for them to attract themselves into such situations than anything else. And that can act as an example for them to get in touch with that, so they can also change that situation for themselves.
Yes, I see that.
All right. These are 2 ideas of why such things happen. It is not in that sense a justification, but these things can still be used in a positive way to allow things to be different. If you use them that way, then they will have served a positive purpose. If you allow as a species this to simply continue on, then in that sense you will simply be caught up in your own cycle of self-perpetuation. But remember that regardless how difficult, drastic, abusive, heinous, negative many of these things may seem, and again, this is not a justification, it is not an excusing of the perpetrators, because it is up to each and every being to get in touch with their own source of power and understand that they do not need to do those kinds of things in order to express the power that they wish to express. The idea of the lesson here is to understand that these things only really happen on your planet because there is such a strong investment in disempowerment. And the idea is that people on your planet are not taught to believe that they are empowered. They are taught to believe they are disempowered. And when a person is taught to believe they are disempowered, they will rebel against it. And they will take as many people with them down their spiral as they can. Because they don't want to be alone. So it may actually be a distorted expression of love. Because if that's the only way they have been taught to express the idea of connection negatively, then they will express with the only tool they have at hand, destructiveness.
Yes.
You follow me?
I do.
So these are all opportunities for individuals to get a handle on the true core reasons why these things happen and allow the change to occur instead of going into victimization that again has to do with blame, complaint, and justification.
Yes.
Does this help you?
It surely does.
And one more thing, remember, and again, not a justification in that sense, not an excuse. From the spirit level, these things are extremely temporary. Have you ever had what you call a bad dream and then woken up and gone, oh, that was just a dream?
Yes.
All right. When you die and go into spirit, that's exactly what you do. Oh, physical reality, just a bad dream for a moment. It's not really who I am. You follow me?
Yes.
So there's that perspective too. And so from the spirit perspective, sometimes beings will understand that even though they know they may be becoming physical in a world that is somewhat chaotic and expresses itself somewhat abusively, they still know it is not really in any way, shape, or form permanent, and from their perspective, not really real. And they know, even though the idea of the physical mind and the higher self may experience the difficulty, it is still something that the soul can use in a positive way. And the idea is, again, to act as an example to the world, to bring it in front of everyone's face that if such things are the way of the world and you don't prefer them to be that way, then do something constructive about it. And that way things will change.
Beautiful.
Now, remember also that you're, as a world, pretty much near the end of the cycle of all the negativity. And so, in a sense, there isn't that much time left in which to experience the idea of negative reality. And so what you're doing now is getting it all up out of your system very rapidly, bringing it all out onto the table so you can decide what you do and don't prefer your world to be. Make sense?
Yes.
So the more actively involved you people become in the idea of helping to teach empowerment to people who have been taught disempowerment, the greater, faster, and more profound the healing will be. All right?
Yes, and I have another part of the question.
Oh, all right.
I feel like I vacillate between definitely being in touch with my higher self and then some of my domestications, which want me to have a reaction to the abuser.
Yes.
And so I would love to have clarification from you on though I could probably say it's best to send love and to be loving, there's a part of me that fears that if I don't sort of scold or something, that's not the right word, but have some sort of reaction to the abuser, that the abuse will continue. I just answered myself, but
yes,
you
instead of a
answer me too.
reaction, have a response. And allow the energy to be this if you're going to interact. That you understand that they are abusers because they have been abused. And they are only continuing a chain of events. The idea is to allow them to understand, if they wish to, that there is a way for them to feel empowered instead of disempowered. And that will help not only them, but everyone. Does this make sense?
It does. And
the idea of reacting in the negative way. For the initial 15 seconds, your angry reaction is a natural reaction, a natural response that gives you an energetic alignment so that you understand vibrationally that you are a vibration that is different than that vibration. It aligns you to where you stand.
Yes.
But beyond that 15 seconds, it then dissolves into judgment.
Right.
And if it dissolves into judgment, what you're actually doing is judging portions of yourself.
And then matching the vibration in
Yes.
yourself to the...
And that's what the phrase means, judge not lest ye be judged.
Yes.
It doesn't mean you're being judged from outside. It means that as you judge, you take yourself to that level.
Yes.
And that's not going to help anyone heal. It's only going to perpetuate more judgment, more abuse. Understand in that sense that it takes a victim to make a victim. You understand?
Yes, I do.
So when you don't look at them as victims, because that's how they look at themselves,
yes,
and you see them as empowered beings that have the ability to find their power and change, that energy is at least an offering to them of the best opportunity to give them a chance to change, not that they have to. You follow me?
Yes.
And we understand that on your planet, because of the nature of some of those acts, that you have your ways of dealing with these things. But that's only, and ever only will be, a temporary measure. And it will not break the cycle until you actually teach people how to regain their self-empowerment.
Yes.
So there are a variety of creative and imaginative ways that people are doing that on your planet. You can come up with your own way as well, or a variation on a way that is being done, and you can start at the child level, the intermediate level, the adult level, or all of the above. It's up to you as to what motivates you, what moves you, what empowers you to empower them, if they choose empowerment. But you can make it clear as possible, that that's the choice to make, and that the only reason that they feel the way they do is because they have been taught disempowerment, and that what they are doing that they think is representative of power is actually representative of disempowerment. And you can teach in whatever way works for you that the greatest power requires the lightest touch. Here's an example. You are familiar on your planet with the idea of building blocks, yes?
Yes.
All right. You can take building blocks and build a tower. And then you can take another pile of blocks and just scatter them on the ground. And then ask a person, what is easier, to build a new tower or to knock that one down? They will usually say, well, knocking that one down is easy. Yes. Why is it easy? Because destruction takes no power.
Wow.
It takes power to create.
Yes.
And in those kinds of imaginative examples, you can start to teach people the difference. You follow me?
Yes.
Thank you.
Do you mind if I ask you one more question?
Do I mind? No.
Do you spirit if I ask you one more question?
Go ahead.
We live in a paradigm where pity and sensitivity and compassion are necessary. I don't know, is pity necessary? Compassion is necessary. So when dealing with victims or people who have had abuse, it is expected that we react in a certain way.
Respond with compassion.
Yes.
Do not support the negativity with the idea of pity or sympathy. But empathy and compassion are empowering. Pity and sympathy are disempowering.
Yes, okay.
You see the difference
yes,
vibrationally?
I do. I have at times reacted. I'm a very compassionate person. I don't think I could not be compassionate.
All right.
And sometimes my reaction to people's pain, because I react in a different way than what's the general paradigm, has been considered
cold.
Yes, not cold, but offensive, because I like to use humor a lot.
All right.
And so
it is all right to exhibit compassion by also just sitting with someone. You don't have to take them out of their feeling. That's not necessarily compassion, because the acknowledgement of the feeling is the first step in changing it. You can't change what you don't own. So the idea is not to cajole them out of what they're feeling, but to truly be with them in what they're feeling in a way that can then gently guide them in another way, in an appropriate manner. If you rush to use humor to pull them out of the doldrum, you yourself may actually be scared of feeling what they're feeling and not wanting that in your reality, which means you're actually disempowering yourself instead of being able to know you're strong enough to be able to hold them in your energy arms while they go through what they go through, and gently coax them back into their empowerment when it's appropriate.
Perfect.
You follow?
I do.
Does that help?
Perfectly. Thank you.
Good day, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
My question today is on neutrality.
Neutrality.
Yes. You have mentioned that there is no right or wrong, nor good or bad, but instead negative and positive.
That which integrates, that which segregates.
Yes, which also can be stated as lower and higher vibrations. Negative being lower and positive being higher.
In a sense, yes, because it is integrative, thus exponential in that sense, whereas segregational is compartmentalization, which in that sense causes detachment and disconnection.
Yes, thank you. What I see neutrality as is a tool that allows absolute choice to choose what you prefer at all moments.
Yes, and thus you can understand, as we have said, that the universe is actually slightly oriented to the positive.
Yes,
because neutrality allows you to choose, which is a positive state of being. So in that sense, technically speaking, just to use some arbitrary numbers, the universe is actually 51% positive and 49% negative. Because the middle point, the neutral point, is not actually totally, absolutely neutral. Neutral in and of itself, by definition, affords you a choice, and that's positive.
Thank you. Well, my question is neutrality used to aid one to enlightenment, and is it in the aiding? I just
told you it was.
Well, I mean, is it in the aiding from third to fourth, and when one completely understands neutrality and is in a neutral state, does one ascend?
Depends on what you mean by ascend. It always uplifts your frequency, but if you're not done with your physical theme, you will not become non-physical, if that's what you mean, until you're done.
Well, does your society and beings on higher densities, do they still use neutrality?
Always. That is primarily what is used.
But are you only in bliss and there's no moments for you to use neutrality because there's no negativity for you to see?
In a sense, you might put it this way. Neutrality is the lowest state we ever go into.
So exactly. So for us to master it, then we will ascend.
Yes. Which simply means you will shift upward to whatever degree is appropriate for you at that particular moment.
Okay. You have mentioned to me before that there's a certain way of experiencing it, which was in a neutral bubble as an observer.
Yes.
How many different levels of neutrality are there?
There is only one.
Okay, so in that bubble, as seen an observer, seen from that view, is that one level?
If you are asking if neutrality can be experienced from different levels, the answer is yes. But neutrality itself does not, in a sense, exist in different levels. It is a level, in a sense, or a place, in a sense, or a vibration, in a sense, that any level can tap into.
Okay. And one question you didn't answer earlier, which was I wrote this down a couple of days ago, which was the test factor. Is
Yes.
When you make a change, you instantly start to test yourself. And does that go with every single change?
It depends. No. If you understand there is no need to do that anymore, you will not do that anymore.
Okay, but it works more and more on belief systems.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
It's just that, generally speaking, on your planet, your consciousnesses have been so fragmented and so compartmentalized that you have so many different belief systems to bring up that the self-testing may go on for a little while until you finally are willing to let go of needing that.
Well,
then you won't experience it that way.
Does the self-testing go on if you keep on reacting until you respond to the test, then you will pass it, correct?
Generally, yes.
Okay. And
unless there is another underlying belief system that says the test will continue even if I respond.
Okay. And one last question.
Yes.
What is the highest vibrational music in our world today?
The highest vibration of a particular individual, you mean?
No.
Physically?
Vibrational music. Music with the highest vibration for uplifting purposes. Well, death metal can be a very low vibration, classical very high, but what's the highest?
I assume you mean physicalized music.
Yes.
One moment. It will, of course, within a certain range, depend upon the vibration of the person hearing it. We understand that there is a general truth to what you are saying about certain forms of music having higher or lower vibrational effects. But in terms of a high vibration, from our point of view, what you heard a while ago is one of the highest.
The instrument that was played earlier?
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey, Bashar. Hello.
Andrew, you good day.
Thank you. So, you mentioned earlier about...
Speak up and be bold so that all may hear what you have to share.
You mentioned earlier about opposite ends of the spectrum, the reds and the violets.
Yes.
I've been experiencing in my dreams and in waking, I just see reds and violets popping up everywhere.
All right.
But just those two, the two opposite
That's
ends.
all right. In that sense, you are simply giving yourself representations of the polar opposite vibrations, in that sense bouncing back and forth between them so that you can achieve what we were actually just talking about with the last individual, a sense of balance in between and a state of neutrality that encompasses the entire spectrum.
Okay, cool. And
it's whatever temperature you want it to be.
And in my dreams, whether I accept that I'm dreaming or not, whenever I ask somebody if I'm dreaming, they'll deny it. They deny it. And when I'm awake and I ask someone that if I'm dreaming, they'll say yes.
All right.
Why, when I'm asleep, do they deny it, and when I'm awake?
Again, you are dealing with the concept of polarities and allowing yourself to find a place in the middle. You see, this is another example of what we have termed the watermelon seed paradox. If you have a watermelon seed and you squeeze it between your thumb and forefinger, hard as you can, it cannot go up, it cannot go down. You are faced with a conundrum you cannot answer, and yet you must answer. When you squeeze hard enough, the seed will shoot out in a new direction, neither up or down, but open a new doorway to a new way of seeing. So what you are doing is you're giving yourself paradox and conundrum that you feel you cannot answer, but you feel you must answer, and that will squeeze you in a new perspective, in a new direction. That's what you're doing.
Yes,
these are the games you're playing with yourself energetically to point you in a new direction.
That's great. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
That's it.
Hi, Bashar.
Anna, you good day.
First, I just want to say you rock.
Well, we're in a good town for that, yes.
Pun intended.
Oh, right, thank you.
And I just think you're awesome. You know, ever since...
Only some awe?
I think you're way awesome.
Full of awe.
Full of awe.
Making us awful.
And You're funny. I think I need to learn how to lighten up more, but
That is the key to enlightenment. Learning how to lighten up on yourself.
Exactly. And that's really cool because that dovetails into what I want to talk about.
How synchronous of you.
And I seem to have a lucky star. I'm at the right place at the right time a lot in my life.
Yes.
And it's getting more and more, and I'm super stoked about that.
Synchronicity increases in that way when you are more in alignment with yourself. It is one of the symptoms of the fourth density transformation, yes.
And I mean, you've changed my life.
No, you've changed your life.
Well, your words and your willingness to come to.
It is our pleasure to reflect to you what you already knew but forgot. So thank you for remembering and changing your life.
So, with that, I have started to, for the first time in my life, follow my passion.
How exciting!
I'm like really stoked about. And so now I'm in this gorgeous gallery here in Sedona.
All right.
And I've earned this PhD in applied statistics, and it so doesn't resonate with what I'm doing right now, and that's totally okay with me.
Yes.
And the deal is that I knew that I was always an artist in my heart and soul.
Yes.
And I put it like on the top shelf.
Oh, all right.
And so now I'm in these gorgeous, fine art galleries.
Yes.
And I'm working with this crystal in there. I'd like for you perhaps to talk about that if you would be so kind.
Crystal?
Yeah, there's a crystal in the gallery, and
it's a permission slip like anything else.
Yeah, okay. That's exactly what
You understand that concept?
Yeah, intuitively. I don't know if I understand it as much logically, but I do intuitively.
All right, well, permission slip is simply any tool, any technique, any ritual, any object that allows you to give yourself permission to be more of who you are.
And
it aligns with your belief system in a way that allows you to believe that it acts as the catalyst, as the trigger, to simply give yourself permission.
Yeah, okay. And so as I'm more and more allowing myself to have permission to be the highest version of myself.
Yes.
Reinventing during this year, this really crucial year.
Yes.
All these incredible tools that you have disseminated or, brought through. Well, I'm in the gallery, I'm selling the art off the walls, and now there's this voice within me that's like, hey, I can do this. Like there's this artist in me.
Yes.
And I'm being asked, I really do think, I'm being asked to be an example because I'm starting to see some shadow sides of the artist.
Yes.
And things that I have judgment on.
No, all right.
And
giving you an opportunity to reveal to yourself those things that might be out of alignment so you can bring them back into alignment. Yes.
For him or for me?
For yourself always, or acting as an example for others if they need to do that for themselves.
Okay, so then I'm on this roll, I'm seeing this now, and now what's going on is like I feel like I'm begging them for money, like for a commission.
You don't have to beg.
I know, and so I'm going down and I'm looking in my heart and soul, why am I feeling like I have to beg for what I deserve?
Yes, well, why?
I don't know.
You do.
Well, I know about core beliefs,
yes.
And I know about investigating them, but I seem to somehow have this voice in me that
says
I'm a piece of shit or something, and I don't know why.
All right, well, as we discussed in the pre-recorded section, that is the voice of the critic. It is the father of lies. Yes?
Yes.
Well, why do you believe the lie? What makes the lie seem so convincing?
Maybe because I haven't allowed myself to know what's on the other side of that lie.
And what do you imagine is on the other side of the lie?
A life of that it keeps just getting better and better.
And why is that difficult to believe? We have, for some time now, reminded many of you that one of the greatest shocks you will all have in this age of transformation is that what you have always been taught as a fairy tale is actually the way life works. So we understand that can come as a shock.
Yeah, what it comes as when I'm feeling through it is like the other shoe's going to drop. Like somehow, and again, I know these are beliefs. And
that's all right. You need to perhaps learn the permission slip, the very powerful permission slip, that very mighty, mighty 2-word meditation. You know it? Would you like us to tell you the 2-word meditation?
Yeah.
So what? So the other shoe drops. So what? It's always an opportunity to neutralize the situation and to give it the meaning you prefer. Always. It doesn't matter how any circumstance is generated. It doesn't matter how anyone else's intention in the circumstance may be directed toward you. Every circumstance and every situation at every single moment is always an opportunity to neutralize it and imbue it with the meaning you prefer. Always. So it doesn't matter what happens, because so what? You can always neutralize it. You can always imbue it with a positive meaning. You can always get a beneficial effect out of it. So who cares what it is? Who cares how many shoes drop? Who cares if it's raining shoes? Who cares? Not you.
I love how you bring the shadow out.
Yes.
I love that about you. Well,
It's only by bringing the shadow out and balancing and equalizing it with the light that you get the opportunity to choose from a place of empowerment. When all things are equal, it's easy to choose which side you prefer without invalidating the side that you don't.
so are you saying then, like, when I'm in that moment and I'm on a roll and I'm selling all this art off the walls,
Yes.
and I'm feeling like, yeah, but they haven't talked to me about commission, and yeah, but this, that and that point, the way to get neutral rather than go towards that critic, that negative
Yes.
part, is, well, first of all, to be as present as I can.
Absolutely, and to clearly state what it is you prefer, without fear, without judgment. Because it's all right to make a clear statement about what it is you prefer as a reciprocation.
Right.
It doesn't involve begging.
No.
It involves a clear statement of what you believe is equal to what it is you are doing. If someone isn't vibrationally aligned with that, you don't need to deal with them. You can deal with someone else.
I think that's where the kicker is, because I feel like I'm affected a lot by if others aren't in vibration, like the owners or, you know, anybody in life, then
Yes.
I feel out of control, and then
Yes.
I kind of take a couple steps back from that excitement and that
Yes,
that
but again,
manifestation.
remember, you cannot have any kind of a feeling experience if you don't have a definition you're not buying into first. You understand? If you're buying into the idea that what they're saying is true about you, then you're going to feel unworthy in that way. But the question is, why would you buy into it if you don't prefer to?
I think the question is, for me right now, is it's like time for me to be my highest version.
Yeah, well, that's
And-
not a question, that's a statement.
Yeah, yes, indeed. And there are things that are coming up simultaneously that are not my highest version.
That's all right. That's all right. Again, it's an opportunity to decide what you prefer. Sometimes you attract things that are not what you prefer, so that perhaps by contrast you get clarity on what you do prefer.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, I do.
Every situation is an opportunity to clarify yourself. Every single one.
Wow.
Remember, excitement is a complete kit. When you act on the formula of excitement, the 3-part formula, you act on your highest excitement to the best of your ability with zero insistence or assumption as to the outcome or how you should get there. When you act on that 3-part formula, you open excitement up as a complete kit. That complete kit contains everything that you need to support you in continuing to act on your excitement. It becomes the driving engine of your life, moving you forward in your life in exactly the way you need to be moved. It becomes the organizing principle of your life, synchronistically arranging everything in the correct order you need to do it. It becomes the path of least resistance in your life so that you can simply flow where you need to flow. It becomes the thread that connects to all other expressions of excitement in your life to show you that everything is all interconnected in that way, and that one excitement will always lead to another. But to address what you just said, it also contains the reflective mirror to reflect to you what may be out of alignment with that excitement within you so that you can identify it consciously, integrate it, bring it back into alignment, and expand your excitement. So when you act on your excitement, one of its jobs, one of its duties, one of its abilities is to bring your attention to anything within you that is out of alignment so you can deal with it and bring it back into alignment to expand the excitement. So it's not going wrong if you're acting on your excitement and all these issues suddenly coming up. That means excitement's doing its job. The mechanism is working perfectly for you. Then the more you integrate, the more you align, the less you will need to see those things. It will smooth itself out. It's a self-perpetuating, self-guiding, self-correcting mechanism. It's unerring. Excitement is a complete kit. Complete, complete, complete. By definition, leaves nothing out that's relevant to your life. So whatever it brings you, if you're acting on your excitement, whatever it brings you, in whatever form it comes, must by definition be a part of your path of excitement, not an interruption in it. Make sense?
Yes.
Is this helping?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yes, I have another thing.
Yes.
Okay. So, I wish I knew about you when I was young.
Why?
Because I feel like I have these patternings that are in me.
Nonsense.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you what I mean. Thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
The definition from our point of view of a pattern or a habit is something you do that you don't know you're doing. If you know you're doing it, it's not a pattern or a habit anymore. It's a choice. So you would ask the question, well, why would I choose something I don't prefer? Great question. Now you have something to work with. But if you just say, it's a pattern, it's a habit, I can't help it, you have nothing to work with.
So then, like someone...
One moment.
Okay, sorry.
One moment. That's all right.
Yeah.
Many people on your planet are taught to think, well, now that I've discovered the pattern, now that I've discovered the habit, now what do I do to let it go? The recognition of the pattern, the recognition of the habit is the end of the process, not the beginning of letting it go. You have to be outside the forest to look back and see that it was a forest. Otherwise, it's just trees. Do you understand?
Yes.
So when you say, oh, a habit, it's done, it's gone, because you're outside of it in order to be able to see it. If you keep doing the same thing, it's not because it's a habit, it's because you're choosing to. Why would you choose to do something you don't prefer? Because you have a definition attached to it that says it is the thing that benefits you the most. Does that make sense? Not at all. So find out what the definition is that makes no sense, that you've attached to the thing you prefer that prevents you from acting on it. That's how it works. You all have the same motivational mechanism. It's unerring, it's automatic, it's immediate. You use it flawlessly. There are no exceptions. You always move in the direction of what you believe benefits you. You always move away from what you believe does not. The issue is what you believe benefits you or what you believe does not. You can empirically, intellectually know that something is not beneficial and yet see yourself still choosing it. But the idea is the only reason you would do that is because somewhere in your motivational mechanism, you're telling yourself that the alternative is more frightening. You've somehow attached a definition to the thing you prefer that makes it actually seem to be the less scary thing to do. And so you stay with the thing you don't want to do because in your mind you have a definition that to be yourself is scarier. When you find out what that definition is that's making you run away from who you really are, and you identify it, you will see it's nonsensical and illogical and you'll drop it. And then you will move in the direction of what you prefer instead of in the direction of what you don't. But that's how that works. You need to reverse those definitions. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And sometimes I hear you, and
Yes.
when I'm starting to really investigate these core beliefs, and
Yes.
I think I've gotten one.
Yes.
And then it's like a rabbit hole or like a black
Yes.
hole.
There are many secondary and tertiary beliefs that may be attached to the core belief, and sometimes you can find a secondary one and you can let it go, but if you keep doing the same thing, what that tells you is you haven't found the core yet. Dig deeper.
Well, I'm asking this because I feel like I hear you.
Yes.
Would you guide me in that?
These things usually are issues wrapped around the idea of self-worth.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you deserve what you say you deserve? Are you an exception to the rule?
I don't know. No, I'm not an exception to the rule, but I was going to go to counseling. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is.
Do you feel unworthy of certain things?
I must.
You don't have to assume so.
Well, I kind of do because I keep coming to this. There's like this diametrically opposed. I manifest awesome stuff.
Yes.
And then on this other
All right, one moment.
Yeah.
Let's examine that more specifically, very briefly.
Okay.
The things that you manifest, that you say are in alignment with who you prefer to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that feels like.
Yes, I do.
You know what that's like. The things that you say you're having some struggle with.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between those two things in your mind, in your definitions? If you're manifesting here, if you're in alignment here, what reason are you creating to make this in your life different from that in your life? What's the definitional difference between the things you manifest and the things that you don't? Can you answer that question?
That's a big question.
Oh, all right.
The definitional difference.
Yes.
It probably ties back to worthiness, and for some...
But why are you worthy in certain cases and not in others, is what we're asking you. What's the difference between those two situations that you find yourself worthy in one and not in the other? What's the definitional difference?
I don't know.
Sure you do. Why is this okay and that's not?
Maybe in the tertiary, you know, the deep, deep parts of the core belief, I just
Yes.
feel like I can't have it all.
Thank you. Why not?
I don't know.
Who said? Where is that written? Let me help you clarify.
I would love for you to help me clarify.
You're never going to have it all, but you're going to have all of what is relevant for you. That's the difference. You don't need all of it, because all of it's not relevant for who you are. But every single thing that is, you can have all of that. Why would you want anything that's not relevant? So unchain those definitions and make them more specific for you. You don't need it all. So who cares if you never get it all? Everything you need, you will have all of. Yes?
Yeah.
Does this help?
Yes, it does very much.
You deserve everything that's relevant for you. You don't need the things that aren't. But you don't have to wrap up the issue of lack of deservability into the idea that the irrelevant things won't come to you. They're irrelevant. So why even attach the issue of deservability to them? You don't need them. You could say, well, yes, I don't deserve them, but that's not really the issue. The issue is you don't need them. They're not relevant. So don't attach deservability to the idea that you can't have everything that's not relevant to you. That makes no sense.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Does that help clarify a little bit this idea?
Yeah, it does. And
And?
I would ask that perhaps if I may hear you more, and so as I journey through this terrain, I can...
We are always, along with many other beings, spirit guides, we are always sending everything it is possible for us to send to help all of you.
Okay.
If you're not receiving it, it's not because we're not sending it.
No, I can feel it.
All right.
Yeah.
Then open up to more of it and understand that when you do, you will know you always have guidance, you always have help, you are never alone, you are never lost. And allow yourself to know that as a fact, so that if you become confused, you can sit for a moment in neutral energy and just let yourself feel the connections that are there and know that you can never really be lost, even when you pretend that you are.
Thank you.
It's an illusion. It's a sham. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You can't be lost. It's a sham. It's an experience. That's real. But it's not empirically true. You can never actually be out of control. You can use your control to make it seem as if you are, but you never actually can be. You can never be disconnected from creation. You can use your free will to make it seem as if you are, but you never actually can be disconnected. If you really were disconnected from creation, you wouldn't exist. And you couldn't create the experience of being disconnected if you actually were. See the paradox?
Yeah.
Learn the power of paradox. Learn to see it clearly. And it will bring you back to center, because paradox is simply the recognition from another point of view that what appear to be polar opposites actually issue from the same center point. Is this helping you?
Very much. And thank you for just everything. I'm very appreciative, and I just want to thank you from my
If
heart.
you are appreciative, then we would suggest that you appreciate yourself that much more. All right?
Thank you.
It is no accident in your language that you use the same term for money as you do for self-worth, appreciation. You want to appreciate yourself, then you will grow with interest. Depreciate yourself, and you will be bankrupt. Look at the analogies you have set up in your own language as reflections. Yes?
Yes.
So, appreciate yourself.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. And may I ask about the little hybrid babies?
Nope.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
Andy, you good day.
How are you?
Perfect, and you?
Great. Nervous a little bit.
Nervous, all right. You mean excited?
I think excitedly nervous.
All right.
I have 3 questions.
Yes.
My first question is, I find myself killing lots of time.
Killing time?
Wasting,
have you been arrested yet?
Well, wasting a lot of time.
There was a double joke in there, because to be arrested means to stop time.
I'm sorry, I'm not getting that.
All right, so you are a time killer.
Time waster.
And?
I want to be productive about my time because the way I see is that I want to make my time valuable.
Well, it is, in that sense, as valuable as you make it. But the real question is, you seem to be saying that you're not necessarily acting on your highest excitement every moment that you could be.
Correct.
Well, why not? Would be the next logical question. Because if you're acting on your highest excitement, you're activating the organizing principle of synchronicity, which allows you the correct amount of time to do whatever it is that excites you. No more and no less. So if you want to fill the time appropriately, act on your highest passion to the best you can, every moment that you can, with no insistence on the outcome, and time will regulate itself, organize itself through synchronicity to be exactly what it needs to be, no more, no less.
Correct. I get that.
Do you?
Yes.
You mean you have an intellectual comprehension, but you don't get it enough to actually do it?
Yes, I have a challenge.
What is the challenge?
I do not understand the emotions of excitement.
You don't understand them?
What
does that mean?
I haven't played enough with the feeling of excitement to know what is exciting for me, I guess.
You know, when we talk about the idea of excitement, we're just using a convenient word in your language. Excitement doesn't necessarily mean that you're jumping up and down with your hair on fire.
Right.
Excitement can simply be representative of the passion to be peaceful and quiet and calm sometimes. So we're not necessarily saying you have to recognize it in the typical way most people will use that. But the idea is that whatever it is you're attracted to, whatever it is that tugs you, whatever it is that feels correct for you, that's still representative of your passion. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So at any given moment, out of all the options available to you at that moment, all you have to do is pick the one that's even just the tiniest bit more attractive to you than any other option and act on that first. For example, we will assume that you're here in this dialogue today because it excited you to be here.
Correct.
Well, that wasn't so difficult, was it?
No.
That was easy to figure out. Yes?
I think I have attachment towards the outcome. I'm thinking that.
All right, very good. Do you understand? Because this is exactly the opposite of what many people on your planet have been taught to think. What you need to understand is that having an attachment to the outcome is actually a limitation. Many people on your planet think, oh, well, I am attaching to this outcome because I know that that's the best possible outcome, and what I've already told you is that you know nothing of the sort. You have to first admit you don't know what the best outcome would be. You have to get into a space where you realize that's true. You have no idea what the best outcome might actually be. You may think you do, but you don't. Therefore, putting an attachment on a particular outcome is actually potentially limiting you from experiencing something much better than you were capable of imagining. So when you understand that attachment to the outcome is actually a limitation, and you don't prefer to be limited that way, you will stop being attached to the outcome because it will no longer make any sense to do that if you don't prefer to be limited by it and would rather have something manifest that's actually better than you thought. That's all it takes, is that understanding. It's a limitation.
Okay, now is it going to take me some time to really get that?
Do you wish it to take some time? Or do you want to understand that you understand it now?
Well, I do understand it.
But will you act like you understand it? Because remember, you can again have an intellectual comprehension of the concept, but if it's not in your behavior, you don't get it yet. If I ask you to take 3 steps forward, can you do that?
Yes.
Do that.
Right now?
Right now. No time like the present. Did you do it? Take 3 steps back to where you were. Did you do it?
Yep.
Now, why were you able to do that? You knew you could. Did you sit there and go, well, wait a minute, I have an intellectual understanding that I could take 3 steps forward. I have a belief system that I could take 3 steps forward. Or do I? I'm not sure. Let me think about that. You didn't do any of that. You just did it. Why? Because you knew you could.
I have done enough times to know that I can do it.
What you know, you do. What you know, you do. If you're not doing it, you don't know it. You can assume that it's all because of the many times you did it before, but that's also not really true. Because you just know in the moment you can do it regardless of whether you ever did it before. I'm talking about being in the present. In the present, you just know you can do it. That's all it takes. But if it's not in your behavior, then you really don't know it. You don't understand it completely yet. You haven't made it true for yourself. And you would simply need to ask yourself, what's the resistance to allowing that to be true? That's where you need to get in touch with those beliefs that prevent you from allowing that concept that you know this and can just do this to be true. So what stops you from allowing the idea that you know how to do this to be true? And we can go back to what we said earlier. If you do, in fact, allow yourself to move forward in this way, as fully as you want, as fully as you need to act on your passion, to act on your excitement, are you afraid that something negative might happen if you do?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Well, I don't have anything off the top of my head.
Well, how about the bottom of your head? What are you afraid might happen if you simply allow yourself to move forward in the way that you prefer in life? What are you afraid might happen?
I think that I would not know the step that I have to take. Like, I think that I have to know beforehand. I need to. And
do you understand that knowledge only comes with experience? So how can you know anything about the step until you take it and find out?
Yep.
You understand? You're working it backwards.
Right.
You need to reverse this. You have to take a step to know anything at all about the next step to take. You will know nothing about any of the steps if you don't take the first one.
Is there where your faith or being...
It's not faith.
Right.
It's understanding how things work.
Okay.
I'm not telling you anything that requires the idea of faith. All you have to do is wrap your mind around the fact that what I'm talking here is physics. It's just the way reality works.
Got it.
You have to take an action before you understand the consequences of the action or any information that's connected to it that leads to the next step. If you don't take the step, you go nowhere.
Okay.
You learn nothing. You learn by doing, not by sitting around thinking about doing it until you think you know enough to do it. The moment you actually do it had nothing at all to do with the amount of time you sat around thinking about doing it. It's just that you finally got to a point where you were tired of waiting and finally decided to just do it.
Yep.
Yes?
Yes.
So until you are tired enough, you won't do it. But when you get tired of waiting, you'll do it.
Got it.
Simple as that. And I guarantee you, if you really stay aligned with your true self, by definition, nothing really negative can happen. You may manifest some things you don't prefer, but as we already discussed, you can always use what you don't prefer in a way that you do. So it makes no difference what manifests, because you will always be capable of deriving a beneficial effect from it by simply remaining in a positive state, knowing that that's what will happen. Because that's the way it works. What you put out is what you get back. That's the law. You can't change that law. What you put out is what you get back. So if you put something out that you don't prefer, you can't get anything back but things you don't prefer. If you put something out that you do prefer, it won't matter what comes back, because you'll be able to transform anything into what you prefer it to be. Even if the form doesn't change, the effect will be what you prefer. And why? Because you said so. Why? Because you knew so. That's why. There is nothing in creation that is capable of contradicting you. Nothing. You get to say what works for you. That's the whole point of being unique as a reflection of all that is. You get to say who you really are. You get to fulfill the purpose of being yourself. So what you say goes. You're in control. You're in charge. Any procrastination is simply based on your decision to procrastinate. There is actually nothing stopping you from moving forward except you.
Okay.
And what you believe to be true about yourself. So if what you believe to be true about yourself isn't working, find some things to believe about yourself that do work for you, and those will be just as real an experience as anything you used to believe to be true, because the universe will support you no matter what you choose.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Does that help you?
Yes.
Yes.
My second question is along the line of self-worth.
Yes.
I have this general tendency to leave.
You have what?
I have a general tendency.
What? We are selectively deaf to certain words because no one has a tendency. You are making a choice.
Yeah, okay.
You see, if you say I have a tendency, then that means it's out of my control. There's nothing I can do to change that. That's what I have a tendency means. But if you say, I am making a choice to do something I don't prefer, at least you're in the driver's seat. And then you can logically say, well, why would I choose to do something I don't prefer? Now you have something to work with. If you say, well, I have a tendency to do this, I have a habit of doing that, it's just a pattern, I can't help it. You have no control, you have nothing to work with. You have no way of changing that because you cannot change what you don't own. You're saying, it's not me. Of course it's you. You're making a choice. But only because you were taught to make those kinds of choices. You can learn to make different choices.
Yep.
So, make different choices. Don't assume it's a tendency.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Does that help?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, you hear a lot of these things, but for some reason, never mind.
For some reason?
Never mind.
For your reasons.
Yes.
If you don't prefer your reasons, change your reasons. Okay. Is that reasonable?
That's reasonable.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You have what you need. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overthink it. Just absorb.
Greetings, Bashar.
And a you good day.
Shivai.
Shivai.
I am super excited to be here standing in front of you. Thank you so much.
Super excited.
So I have a question about Elan.
Yes.
Is he still with you? Is he still out there?
We're all out there.
Okay.
Yes.
I just wonder about, I know your energy insignia symbol is the black pyramid with the light blue light behind it on a black
It's
background.
one of them, yes.
One of them?
Yes.
So while I've been meditating lately, I've been seeing an insignia that is similar. It's
Yes.
a black pyramid. The edges of the three-dimensional pyramid are lit up with bright white light.
Yes.
And at the apex tip of the pyramid, there's a beam of light that goes straight out of it.
Yes.
And across that apex is like a very light rainbow.
Yes.
So every time I close my eyes to meditate and while I'm falling asleep, I keep saying this symbol
Yes.
over and over again. I'm wondering, are you familiar with
Oh, absolutely.
I know you don't want to unwrap my presents for me.
Oh, no, no, no.
Could you give me a hint?
It's the symbol, your interpretation of the symbol that actually represents the first contact specialists.
Huh. What do I do with that?
I suppose you could get in contact with yourself?
Oh, yes. Oh, that's wonderful to hear. So that's what I've been practicing.
Oh, all right.
So keep doing that.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Use it however you wish.
All right.
Things will come to you, you'll be inspired, but it's generally a representational symbol of the line of first contact specialists.
Oh, my goodness.
If you want to call it a guild, I suppose you can.
Wow, that makes me feel so special. Thank you.
It does?
It does. Even more special. Thank you.
All right.
As a permission slip, I have a little morning ritual I'd like to share with everyone. And I would like
We assume that you mean MORNING and not MOUR.
Correct.
All right.
In the AM time period
All right.
of our day. What I do is I fill a glass of water and I put it on a sheet of paper.
You fill a glass of water? How can you fill it if there's already water in it? You mean you fill a glass?
In the glass.
With
yes.
water?
With water, yes.
Thank you.
Fill the glass with water. I place it on a piece of paper where I've written a gratitude prayer, giving thanks for love and abundance and wealth.
Yeah.
And I put 3 crystals around the paper.
Yes.
And I put my hands around the glass and I say Om, and I give, and then I drink it. And as I drink and sip it, I'm giving thanks for the water.
All right.
Could you tell us, physically, in physical reality, what is happening in that process?
You are, with your permission slip, allowing yourself to alter the vibratory matrix of the water in a way that's more aligned with the vibration you wish to match in life, so that it acts, in a sense, as a booster shot.
I feel that.
Now, I have a riddle for you.
Okay.
How many eggs can you put in a 1 foot square, 1 foot deep empty basket?
None.
Incorrect. How many eggs can you put in a 1 foot square, 1 foot deep empty basket?
100. I'm not sure.
Nope.
Want me to keep guessing numbers?
Does anyone want to take a guess? Thank you. Did you hear that?
None. Right.
1.
1.
Because after you put 1 in, it's not an empty basket.
Okay. I get it.
There is purpose in giving you this riddle. Think about how to look at things from a new point of view.
Okay.
And you will always find the solution. As you say, often, think outside the box. But in fact, what we're telling you is, there is no box.
Okay. Definitely going to have to dream on that one.
Oh, all right, if you insist.
And last but not least, again, prefacing with, don't want you to unwrap my presents by any means, but hints I love.
Don't worry, I won't.
I love the hints. I've been strengthening my connection with my guardian angels. One specifically, I like to call her Lakshmi, but I totally know that's not her name, if she even has a name. But could you tell me a little bit more about my guides or my personal spiritual or guardian angels that hang out with me?
How many eggs?
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm giving you the hint in the best way we can.
Okay.
Without opening your presence. Okay. So the more you ponder that, the more you will understand the answer to that question.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm put that one on hold for dream time as well. Can I ask another question?
That was a question.
I know it was another question. Okay. So can you tell me about other people or beings that may be connected to my same oversoul that are actually here on Earth?
No.
Have I ever been in contact with a UFO or other beings?
Yes.
How many times?
More than 3.
Recently?
Recent is relative.
Does it happen while I'm sleeping?
Sometimes.
Can I find those memories through
You
meditation?
can.
Would you suggest it?
I would not suggest anything.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, and I deeply appreciate you.
As do we of you.
Thank you so much.
Pleasant dreams. Sometimes it is simply necessary for us to be cryptic.
Hello, Bashar.
Andy, you good day.
Ciao. I don't have a question in particular. I was wondering what is your definition of love and how you live
What
that.
you call, and by the way, that sounded suspiciously like a question. What you call love, what we say in a sense is unconditional love, is the vibratory frequency of existence itself, and love is your translation of that frequency in physical terms. Did that make sense?
Yes,
It's the
makes
signature
sense.
frequency of existence itself.
So it's much more than emotion or feeling.
Your emotional feeling is your translation and interpretation of that frequency in your reality.
I need to translate better.
Well, you understand how someone might say something in one language, but you have to translate it into your own language to understand it fully?
Yeah.
So there are vibrations, there are energies in creation that you only have a certain amount of ways of experiencing in your physical reality. So the way you experience in your physical reality the vibrational frequency of energy of existence itself is through the sensation you call love. That's your physical interpretation of that energy of existence.
So it's part of what we call life in itself.
Yes.
Thank you.
Does that help?
Yes.
Is there something else? Do you have any more not questions?
Yeah, I have many. I have I wonder in, sometimes we refer to dimension like angels, avatar.
Yes. Different levels of existence, different levels of consciousness.
So there are different frequencies of love.
Different
they come
frequencies
to us.
of love, yes.
So
different reflections of all that is.
And when you say, I think before, that you are in a state of pure synchronicity.
We operate in pure synchronism, yes, similar idea, yes.
So in that state, it means that the vibration of love is manifest
Yes.
in everything you do.
Yes, 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 yes.
I want to go there.
Your guest. We're not stopping you. And many of you do visit us in your dream time.
In a dream time.
Yes. But you can come to our world if you understand how to make the dimensional shift into our reality. Can be done.
And maybe that's bring me to another question wondering.
All right, another not question.
And,
yes.
Like sometimes I work with Reiki and with energy, and a lot of our work is based on the chakra system, which
Permission
I'm not.
slips, permission slips, permission.
Soul permission slip. Okay.
All tools, all techniques, all rituals, all objects are all permission slips. What you attract with your belief system that says, I can use this to give myself permission to circumvent my present belief system and become more of who I am.
Yeah.
But you're the one doing it.
Yeah. And the bottom line is reach that level of pure synchronicity that is life itself.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's very special.
So are you.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And you, good day.
So my question is, it seems to me like we are here, we're consciousness streaming through our body, and we're becoming aware of our ability to become conscious creators and to gain a good handle on our belief system.
Yes, in general, although I would make one minor adjustment to that phrase.
Okay.
Your consciousness is not coming through your body. Your body is a projection of your consciousness.
Okay, so it's, okay. And so as we get a good handle on our belief systems,
yes.
And is there an optimal state of belief systems to have where we will be able to have?
Yes, the ones that are relevant for you to be who you truly are. Whatever they may be. Remember that even when you divest yourself of all negative belief systems, you will still continue to divest yourself of any belief systems that are no longer relevant for who you need to be at that moment. They don't have to be negative to let them go. They can be positive, they just simply no longer serve you in who you are becoming.
So can you give us an idea of, like, as we become, what could we look forward to, like, if we really...
Pure synchronicity.
Pure synchronicity.
Yes.
And is that like the purpose of experiencing life and this
The purpose
human experience?
is to just experience it.
Just to experience.
Experience is the purpose. To know yourself more and more and more. It's infinite. It'll never end. It never began. It just is. So know yourself in all the ways that you prefer to. And keep doing that because it's more experience. It's fun.
It is fun.
Yes.
Thank you, Bashar.
Do you need another purpose?
No, it's just, it's...
No, it's just
what? When you're thinking
what?
about it, the mind, it's just stretching the mind so far
Yes.
out. Like, how far can we think? What is the ability of our belief systems? How much can we believe? And what
Well,
type of
your beliefs have to be relevant for the arena that you're playing in. Yes?
Yeah.
But when you go beyond that arena, you will have other things you can know and other things you can experience that are relevant for that particular level, that particular playground. There are some things you simply won't know on this level because you don't need to. But when you go to different levels, you will know whatever is relevant for that level. Yes?
In its infinite levels.
Yes.
Okay.
Does that help?
That does help. Thank you, Bashar.
You're welcome.
Thank you.